Pinkshift. They dropped their new record, Earthkeeper. We had them on the podcast. It was great to catch up with them. We hadn't done an interview since 2020. And it was far too long. This catch up was necessary. It's a phenomenal chat. It's about an hour long. Go check it out. We dove super deep into like what the album itself means and the album art and the album title. Like that's a third of the interview. And Ashrita has the vinyl and is like pointing at things and breaking it down. It's the most comprehensive breakdown that we've gotten of an album art and an album title. So it was super cool to hear and watch that unfold in front of us. But we obviously dive into the creative process as well with the time we had left. With all that being said, this record is incredible. We've been following Pinkshift basically since the beginning. We had them on the podcast off the back of that first EP, and I always thought the band was good. I liked that EP. I liked the first record. The short EP that they put out after the first record was really where for me the band kind of took a turn sonically, and I was starting to go from like, yeah, this band is good and I like what they're doing, to like, okay, wait a second, like this band is cooking. Like I got to see them perform that EP live. They did it at the beginning of their set, and it was just like a whole different animal. You could see where the band was going in terms of the direction. And then hearing this record and hearing what they've done previously, which is a lot more straight up like punk influenced, this record still has that, but there's a lot more heavier influence on the record with some metal as well. And I'd heard a lot of people around me describe this album for a long time, but no one ever allowed me to hear it until we did the interview. So I heard, so there were a lot of expectations going into this that maybe your average listener doesn't have, considering around people that had heard this album, had worked on this record, are friends with the band, that all heard it, and everyone's like, yeah, no, but I'm not giving it to you. I also gonna be honest, I didn't really ask. I was like, if somebody wants me to hear it, they'll send it to me. So there was a lot of that going into the album for me. And it honestly blew me the hell away. I said it in the interview, this is the best thing the band's done, hands down. It just clears everything. The songwriting is a step up. The sonics are a step up. For me personally, I always gravitate towards the heavier stuff, so this record having a heavier tone to it, while still, like I said, having some sprinklings of their previous work. They're not completely abandoning that sound by any stretch of the word. Really just ties it all together for me, and really excites me about the band and where this record's going to take them, if I'm being honest with you. Like, this album is just incredible. I love the way it opens with Love It Here. Vacant is one of my favorite songs on the record, because that's got like that funky ass, groovy ass breakdown in the middle half of the song. Don't Fight, Evil Eye, I Need a Ride is fucking incredible. Free Fall, just, dude, I could sit here and name a large chunk of this record. There's not a single super slow song. There's not a skip on this album. Honestly, it's a really coherent, cohesive body of work that is best consumed in an album form, is where you get the full thing. And I'm not always one that's like, we're album people, but I'm not always someone that's like, you gotta listen to it in album form to get the full thing, although that would be normally how I can best consume music. People consume music in other ways, but I feel like this record is best listened to, just sit down, listen to it from front to back, because you're going to get a lot out of it outside of just the music. And I really dig it. This band blew me away with this album, honestly.
I completely agree. So going into this, I mean, I honestly, my only expectations were based off of the singles, and already off of that, I was very excited. The bar was in fucking heaven. I was like, this shit is gonna fuck. I'm very excited for whatever they have cooking up. Obviously, I didn't hear anything until the interview. I hadn't heard anything about it because I'm also not online. I'm not in the music space, at least. I mean, when I go online, it's like memes. It's like they say that he's out here stroking people. Where at? And I retweet that and I get off the internet. Like, that's my thing. So I kind of went in unbiased, or at least just with my own expectations from the singles that they had released, which I was a big fan of. So going into this record, I was floored, because every single song carried the same kind of like punky energy of just kind of like just fuck you, but it was heavy and it was I don't know, it's because punk for me is kind of a I either love it or hate it genre. It's very hard for it's a very fine line for me where it's like I either like it or I don't. It's
Mhm.
just to put it simply.
We talked
I don't
about
have
it in
to
the Rise Against review that got disliked into hell.
it's insane. It's like Jesus guys, people can have other opinions. Maybe we said a couple things that probably we shouldn't have said, but it's like it's okay. Just like our Zayn review. Like that shit is crazy. We still get comments of that and it's awesome. So going into this record, I was very excited and I think it is insane. I completely agree with you. I don't think there are any skips or anything. My personal favorite is Blood. I believe it's halfway through the record, like the perfect middle of it. I think it's catchy. I think it is powerful. It's such a hard-hitting song. The entire record covers just a wide range of just topics of just shit going on, just personal issues or personal challenges, just challenges in the world. I think it's fucking perfect. I think this record is insane. It was put onto my list of records to kind of revisit before we have our album of the year talk because it is just that it struck me. Um, Wonderful job, Pinkshift. Big
Hell
fan.
yeah.
Really enjoyed this.
They're going to be out headlining off the back of this record. Kicks off in about a month. Peep those dates. They are a very captivating live band as well. And like I said at the beginning, we also chatted with them. So if you dug this album and you want to hear more on it, the interview will be linked down below.